Hello everybody and welcome to your 36th Allegro 5 tutorial, and this is the final tutorial on loading maps, and this is going to be the advanced method on how to do so. So let us get started. So this is a code from the last tutorial. So we learned about vectors and whatnot. So in this tutorial we're going to be introducing tiles and textures and stuff, but we're going to be learning an additional way in how to load them. It's always good to load things externally because you don't have to recompile anything. So I'm going to be showing you how to load two different things from one file externally. Okay. Now, if we look into my project folder, I have two images together. Sorry, and I named the file name tiles, right? So this is the zeros are going to represent this tile, and the ones are going to represent this tile over here. Okay. So, if you watch my Allegro 4 tutorials or Allegro HD or whatever SFML or XNA, I had these in separate files and I loaded them in separately. But when it comes to programming, it's always good to have a tile sheet or a sprite sheet because loading in one image is better than loading in two images. It's faster. It doesn't require that much from the hardware. It's easier to work with. It's lightweight, etc., etc. So I got them both into one image. So if we we need to open up our map file, and what we're gonna do is we're going to have two identifiers. So I'll name this tile or tile set, and the tile set we're gonna be loading is gonna be tiles.png and map. Okay, so before what I used to do was that I used to load each individual tile and say this tile was a ground tile or whatever, and the next tile was another tile. The zeros will represent the first tile and the ones will represent the second tile. In this tutorial we're loading a tile set, so we're loading one image, and from these numbers that we specify we're going to crop out whatever image it is from that file. So we got our identifiers, and we identify it by doing the square bracket surrounded by the word right there. Okay, so what we need to do is go to our code, and we need to create an enum, and we can get rid of this stuff up here if we don't need it. So we have an enum, sorry, and load state, and I'll have tile set and map. And I'll have a state equal to null. Okay. So what we need to do is first we need to get the line. So we have our get line function. So what we need to do is we need to say that if line dot find. So if you find this value in here, so tile set. So if it locates this right here, not equals std string and position, therefore that means it's found it. So if it found this line, then we set state equal to state is going to be equal to tile set, and we see else if line dot find, and we find map. Okay, not equals to std string and position, then state is going to be equal to map. Okay, so now we're going to have us and we have to, after we do that, we're just going to put continue. Okay, so then what the continue keyword does is that when it reaches it, it's kind of like it will skip the rest of the program and go right back to the top of the loop again. Okay, so it'll skip the rest of the loop, and that's what we want, because if we set the state equal to map and then we do the map functionality, it's not gonna have the contents it needs to do the map functionality. It only has a map keyword, so we want to continue so we get the new information. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a switch, And we're gonna take in the we're gonna take in the state. I'm gonna say case tile set. Okay, so if the state is equal to tile set, then basically you want to load in that tile set. So right above here, we'll just make a bitmap. We'll just make it global for now, and we'll just set it to tile set. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna load in the tile set that it specifies. So we'll say tile set equals al load bitmap, and we'll load in the line. Line.cstring. So the thing about this is that one problem that you can run into is that if you say have spaces behind or before, I don't know if that will affect the loading in. But I'm not gonna get into in depth. But you can remove these spaces just like I specified in the last tutorial by saying find last not of and find first of, to remove those spaces before and after the file name, just so there's no errors. So after we do that, we load in the tile set, and then we're gonna have a next case. So we want to break that. So we'll have a next case, and if the state is equal to map, then we want to load in the map. So we already have our load map function right here. So we just have to copy this, and we just have to paste it right in there. And I'll indent the code. So after that, we just set break. Okay, so once we do that, so we got our tile set loaded and we got our map loaded. Okay, so now let's go down to our draw function right here. Okay, so our drawing is going to be different because we're not drawing a rectangle, we're drawing it based on the tile sheet, right? So what we're gonna do is we're going to say al draw bitmap, and okay, actually we should say draw bitmap region, sorry. So we're drawing the tile set. Okay, the source x and source y is going to be equals to map I. The source x is going to be equal to map ij times, and what's the block size? The block size is 40, I believe. Yeah, block size, right? So, and then for the y, it's going to start at 0. The source width is going to be, they're both 40. Yeah, it's a block size. And for the height, it's going to be equal to 32. I know I said the block size is for both x and y, but in this case, the images are 40 by 32. So the height of it is 32. For my image, depending on the height of your image, you can specify it. And for the x and y, we're just going to say j times block size, and we'll have I times block size. And there's no flags. So if we run this program, let's see what we get. Just gotta wait for it to compile. Hopefully there's no errors. If there's any errors, then I'll just pause the video and then I'll fix it and I'll tell you what I did wrong. Okay, so there was an error, so let me check what I did wrong. Okay, I think I found the problem, and the problem is that if we look at our map file, it takes the tiles again, it loads it in, but then it takes this as we're trying to load in a file name right here, right? So what we want to do is, if we go to a program, we'll say we could do another thing. We could say if tile set not equals to null, or we could say that if the line dot length is greater than 0, then we do that. Either method should work. So if we run this program right here, run it one last time, hopefully it works this time. Still doesn't work, so let me pause it again to figure it out. Okay, yeah, I got it. So we have to also, sorry for all the mistakes in this video, but we also have to include the image and add the image add-on to our programs. So where's the al init image add-on? Now I don't know if we might still get an error because we created a bitmap and stuff like that above here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy this right here. I'm gonna cut this and paste at the bottom of our code right here, and just take the beginning statement of here and paste it at the top. Okay, so hopefully it runs smoothly this time. Okay, so there we have it. So we got everything drawn according to the way it's drawn on our map. So these represent the zeros and these represent the ones. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and bye.